The Kwite allegation is something that is confusing. It has gone under the rug for a messy situation in which people are taking sides before the person accused come forward with their own story of the situation. For those unaware, about a week ago, the YouTuber Kwite with about 1 million subscribers was accused of sexual assault and even rape back in 2017-2018. Right from the jump when these allegations came forward, people began to cancel him right from the jump, before he had even time to respond to the allegations for his own story. We've seen this type of stuff happen before, like the Slazo situation, where he was falsely accused of grooming and didn't have time to give his own side of the story. The things Kwite was accused of is some pretty messed up and serious shit. I've always said this type of stuff, but when people come forward with allegations, you need to take it with a grain of salt since how many false accusations there are, and how many guys get their career and reputation ruined and never get that back. In this video, we're going to be going through the Kwite allegations from where it all started to where we are now. Also, before we get into the video, I ask you guys please watch the entire thing before making opinions in the comment sections, and I'm not just saying this because I want my watch time minutes. Without further ado, subscribe, drop a like, and let's get into the video. On February 22nd, 2023, a Twitter account by Nebraska's #1 defender would tweet out, "I refuse to be silent any longer." The post would gain a lot of attention from the jump, and the person would want to say that the YouTuber Kwite did some pretty horrible stuff to them back in 2018. Hello, I never felt that I could come out about this, and I have struggled with this for years before writing this, and I doubt it'll be anything close to years after I write this that'll ever be released, but in the case you are reading this, I have to come out and lay what happened to me. I was raped by a man known as the YouTuber Kwite in February of 2018, and I've been in an extremely toxic friendship, on and off relationship with him since 2017. In the backseat of my own car, he raped me. All the while I was telling him how much it hurt and how I didn't want to do this anymore. He kept telling me this is what you wanted, but soon got bored of it and got out. I sat in the car by myself for a bit before going to join him in the movie that we were planning to see together. Into makeup, he had me buying popcorn. I put the event out of my mind of just two virgins being bad at sex and hung out with him for the rest of the day, as he was still one of my closest friends. I have a video of him to prove we were together at that time. I was able to only post for myself after begging him to take pictures with me because we were friends. I am truly sorry that I stayed silent on these issues for years, but I cannot keep silent. I have always been scared for myself and how the public will treat me, but I am too scared that I am the only victim to keep silent anymore. Anyone who may also have been victimized is more than encouraged to DM me. I hope you are doing okay. I know that many of you might not believe me. I don't care anymore. For those who do, thank you for your ear and I hope you stay safe. TLDR, I was raped by Kwite, emotionally abused, denamed, called slurs, and was gaslighted into silence for 6 years. And the person had also provided a lot of screenshots to back up her statements about Kwite. From the jump, like I already said, all the people took this person's story and supported her to the brim with it, and when Kwite was exposed, and still to this day, his comment section is flooded to the brim with people spamming him, saying how much he's a piece of shit for what he did, since they were all fans of him. And he began to bleed subscribers over the course of just a couple days. And people were all set on the fact that Kwite was 100% a rapist, and all around this, people were doing this before he gave any time to give his own side of the story. Now I know in some cases there doesn't need to be a second side of the story, like if a person has mentions of them getting groomed and stuff, but there really wasn't any hard facts to prove that Kwite was a sexual assaulter and a rapist. And in situations like this, you need to wait for the other person to come forward with their own side of the story, because that can change the entire outcome of the situation. But later on, something weird was going to happen. As people were telling Kwite to respond to all this, a Twitter user by the name of Not Slick Boy would go in and make a fake Kwite Twitter response, as he made it to want to gain a bit of attention and just wanted to troll people.
He's come out and apologized for it on his Discord, and I want to show it off while I was still lurking inside of it. As of today, he hasn't put an apology on YouTube or Twitter yet though. I'm going to apologize eventually on YouTube and such. But to those of you here, I wanted to say I'm sorry for my actions in the past.
And when Not Slick Boy posted that video, the supposed victim would come out and say, "There's a video spreading misinformation about Kwite that he admitted to what he did to me. This isn't true, as much as I wish it would be. Please do not spread misinformation around, as it doesn't help anyone." But before the supposed victim came out with this statement, Kwite would sort of respond about the situation. Been silent so far. Just wanted to say that I have not deactivated my Discord account, and my statement will be coming out in a couple days. People along this time began saying that Kwite deleted his Discord account, and even was claiming that his Discord mods were deleting some comments on the server of people who were asking about the allegations and questioning Kwite for it, which would look even more suspicious and would further prove that he was guilty. But now, focusing on what makes the victim side suspicious. The main thing that makes the victim side skeptical is they deleted a portion of their evidence from their Twitter thread. On one of the posts in their thread, there's a link where it had pictures of her and Kwite, but when you click on it, there's nothing there, which is a bit strange. Hell, there would be a whole thread saying how the situation is fake. Another thing to address that is a huge red flag is that they say that the rape happened in the parking lot of the movie theater for Black Panther. They say this happened 6 to 7 years ago. Black Panther didn't release until 2018, which was 5 years ago. I call BS. An actual rape victim would tell authorities first, and not pull the Amber Heard once their ex gets popular. I was siding with the victim, till I also saw that they also block anyone who wasn't convinced of their BS. Now with situations like these, you don't just want to say that they're fake from the jump, but you also don't want to believe that the person accused is 100% a rapist, with little to no hard proof, and when the main evidence to back it up is deleted by the supposed victim.
At this point, asking for evidence, we don't need it anymore. They're not going to come out with it. Every time you ask for evidence, they're just going to block you, and it is getting to the point where we know what's going on, right? We have to wait for Kwite to come out with a comment on the situation. Orion's not going to give you any more evidence. They're going to keep referring you to their twit longer.
Like Sleepy said, it's best to wait for Kwite to respond, since there's not really much evidence to go off from. But let's be real, if the victim did actually get raped and assaulted by Kwite back in 2018, and all this was true, the internet shouldn't be your first place to report someone on, as this is actually a crime and not just a little minor thing to cancel someone on for Twitter for, because telling the internet this with really no evidence, you're bound to receive backlash. If you just go out and randomly block people who are asking for more proof about the situation, then that is very sketchy. Also, another thing I want to mention is how quick people like to call them victims. The person in the situation is not a victim, they're a supposed victim. That's like calling a suspect a criminal, when they're not, they're a suspect. And I also do think that some commentary channels handle this shit kinda poorly, and mainly rushed it to make a quick Kwite video before getting all the info that was released. And yes, I'm talking to you, Jaden. But that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing, drop a like if you want to, go follow my Twitter at Scorpion_1, and consider joining the Discord, link down in the description below. Also, one thing I want to mention, I'll most likely start streaming on YouTube. I know I said I will start streaming on Twitch, but let's be real, Twitch is kinda fucking bad. Don't know when I'll start streaming, most likely on the weekends or something, but I'll let you guys know. But thanks for support recently, and thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.